Introducing Tilly, one of our local activists who would like to speak to you. Hi, today we're marching in solidarity with other activists, and we will continue marching until animals are no longer exploited for food. We all recognise the suffering caused to animals through animal agriculture, that meat, eggs and dairy don't come without a price. We consciously avoid these products because we do not want to be responsible for taking the lives of creatures who do not want to die. Our consumer choices mean that we save hundreds of animals each year. A massive saviour to these animals who, as a result, will not be bred into this torturous industry, only to be killed a few years later. But can we do more? Although we are already avoiding animal products to stop directly contributing to the slaughter, we're still faced with the knowledge that millions more are killed every single day, around 150 million to be exact. Knowing this, and knowing how easy it is to live a cruelty-free, plant-based lifestyle, it can be frustrating to see those around us and those we love eating the dead bodies of the animals we're trying to save. We must not forget that most of us grew up eating meat, eggs and dairy, believing it was totally normal and necessary for proper nutrition. But somewhere along the line, we found out what happens behind the slaughterhouse walls and made the decision not to be part of it anymore. It was not until something disrupted our sense of what was normal, amidst what is culturally and societally practiced, that we were able to come to this decision. Whether it was slaughterhouse footage on Facebook, activists on the street, vegan protesters on the news, or just an inner feeling that animals were worth something more than just our food, something stopped us from wanting to participate in this cruel way of eating, which was imposed on most of us since birth. Most vegans I know will say that going vegan was one of the best decisions they ever made. What if by being activists ourselves, we can be the reason more people can say that? For me, being vegan is not enough. I know of the cruelty and torture and abuse that goes on inside slaughterhouses, so I feel a responsibility to do something about it. I wish to be the reason that people can say they thought more about it, did some research, and made a choice about aligning their actions with their values. People say that a vegan diet is extreme, and that vegan activists are even more so. They'll even go to the lengths of comparing us to terrorists, something which I believe is totally insensitive to those who have lost their lives or live under threat of terrorism. There is nothing extreme about wanting to save lives and for others to do the same. All we want is for humans and non-human animals to be able to live in peace. Live and let live, which is a quote often used against vegans, is actually more reflective of our own values of wanting to let innocent creatures live. Being vegan is a start, but activism allows us to help save even more lives. Recent demonstrations have gained a lot of negative media attention, yet they have only caused minor delays and served the purpose of disrupting the norm, causing people to stop and listen, and most importantly, to think. The animal agriculture industry is based heavily on people not knowing the truth. If they did, most people would be vegan. Activism is about helping people think for themselves after making informed decisions, but in order to do that, we need transparency. For all the footage of animals in slaughterhouses out there, an activist is required to retrieve that footage. It's not just going to be published by the facilities themselves. Not everyone is up for that level of activism though, and that's okay. There are so many ways to help people go vegan without having to enter abattoirs or stand in front of trucks or block traffic. Protests at local events like rodeos and circuses show to facilitators that people oppose the use of animals for entertainment and help to inform people thinking of buying a ticket and show how animals are abused. Street outreach and playing footage on laptops and talking to bypassers gets the attention of people walking by who want to see what's going on, and giving them a chance to talk to people about it. A chance for activists to explain why we don't support these industries and offer solutions, like going vegan and advice on how to do that. Marches like today grab the attention of lots of people going about their day who wouldn't be curious about a large group of people walking through a CBD. And the slogans and information on our signs will allow people to think more deeply about where their food comes from. And lastly, for people who aren't able to come to events like these, online activism is just as effective. Sharing informative posts about the environmental impacts of animal agriculture, the health benefits of a plant-based diet, and the detrimental effects of animal protein, and statistics about animals used for food, entertainment, and testing. Sharing footage from slaughterhouses and sharing photos and recipes of vegan meals, all these can help bring veganism into the mainstream and reach a larger audience than we might be able to reach on the street. Being vegan is a start, but being a vegan activist allows us to save even more lives.